I've seen 4.
Right.
That, you know, I've seen 4. So 2 in a high altitude sighting, and 1 fairly close at the farm a couple of years ago. And then 1 really, really weird one in Montreal at the 23rd floor of the Queen Elizabeth Hotel. I'm sitting there with some friends, and I see this. It looked like an air mattress, but 100 feet long by 50 feet wide, tipped over with the bulbs on the bottom, and it was moving slowly, you know, and just it stopped, and then it turned, and it went out over the river, and we were going, what's that thing, you know? Look, MUFON, MUFON.com, you want to get on there. There's sightings every week. There's pictures, photographs. People have cameras now. Lord Hill Norton, who was a British Defense Staff executive, said that we're being visited by 23 different species in 23 different kinds of ships. You know, I'm not alone in this. You know, this is, you know, there's aviator, the Lawrence Rockefeller, the great philanthropist. He would watch these things come down and park in front of his house up in Aykroyd here, up the Hudson River, and they would wink at him, and he finally had to say, what are these things? And so he did a study, the Rockefeller report, and he went around basically paid some investigators to go around to sheriffs and law enforcement and pilots and get their stories. And if you want to Google a good one, Fortenberry Nash, Miami Herald, 1947, they saw 8 discs. They were flying a Capital Airlines plane from Miami, and it made the Miami papers. You know, so there's thousands and thousands of people have seen. John Mack was a Harvard psychiatrist who was studying the concept of abductions when he died, and he wrote a book about it called Abduction. And there's a great movie about what he was working on at the end of his life. It's called The Aerial Phenomenon. And there were some school kids in Zambia, and they went out for recess. There were about 40 of them, and 2 orbs landed with creatures, and they came out and interacted with the children. And when they came back into class, they were animated, they were excited, they were disturbed, and the parents and the teachers were, what happened out there? So now they've gone back 20 years later to re-interview these witnesses, and it's really a compelling piece of evidence, quite striking.